you, my fascinating Renaissance friends? Welcome to episode 163. Well, okay, this is the last, not the last episode, but this is the last episode in the series for January. Okay, with the theme "Live Wiser in Year 2026," and the approach that I have taken is a different mindset, a different rhythm, a different destiny that is fitting in this season of our life. Yeah? And we talked about how this is possible. And to cap it all, right, this will be aired also the last day of January. I would like to cap it with this particular statement, and allow me to read. Okay, a life well lived. I like that. If this will be the title of the episode in the directory, okay, for you to upload, at any time you wish. A life well lived is not measured in promotions or in possessions. We talked about the power of money in the last episode, and also, the main cause of burnout, which is really meaninglessness. Okay, so why a life well lived isn't measured in promotions or possessions or in wealth or in being billionaires. Okay, it's found in the simple pleasures that most of us rush right past. Why? We don't have time for those little things. We only have time for the grand things. Living well has nothing to do, it says, with living large. Okay? It's about recognizing that the life you're already living is full of small treasures. Now, maybe if you are age 25, age 30, 40, maybe this will not make sense. I will agree and I will accept. But what we're talking about is the autumn of our life. Remember, it is in keeping with this season of our life. How can we live, wiser? Okay, it doesn't mean saying no to success, saying no, to money, but we have already uh, developed a new metric, for what it means to be successful in the autumn of life, isn't it? So this definitely will resonate. Okay, let me just read it again because it's beautiful. A life well lived isn't measured in promotions or possessions. It's found in the simple pleasures that most of us rush right past. Okay, living well has nothing to do with living large. It's about recognizing that the life that we're already living is full of small treasures. Okay, so the article says, what are other signs, to show us that we are truly living well in this season of life? Out of 12, I picked six. Why? Personally, I resonate with them. And hopefully, it can give you a chance to work it out. Okay? The first one says here, morning rituals. What you do every morning. Morning rituals feel sacred, not rushed. Okay, before the autumn of our life, I'm sure we are awakened by alarm clocks. And then we would jump to bed. We'll go to the shower. We will, fix ourselves. We will, just grab coffee and maybe a bagel there or a croissant there, and then go to our car and go through traffic and beat maybe, the 8 o'clock, body clock. Wow, that's not, well, we lived that, right, when we were younger. But now, living well means morning rituals feel sacred, not rushed. The morning belongs to us, only us. Not to our employers, not to our clients, not to society. It belongs only to us. Whatever you do, in your morning rituals, belongs to you. Okay? For me and my husband, is slow mornings. He would cook breakfast for both of us. We would enjoy it no matter how simple it is, while listening to beautiful classical music. Okay? And then we talk about the things in life, very intimate things in the sense that the fears, the joys, how we look at life in general, you see, that's it. All right. So if you can do that, if for you it could be just sipping your coffee, your tea, maybe you're by yourself, maybe you have a pet there, or you can just be reading and looking at the sunrise. I Doesn't really matter. Okay, it doesn't really matter. That time is yours alone. Okay. Okay. Second sign that I picked: simple food brings genuine excitement. I've never really thought that that this would be true for me, because when I was, at the top of my career, it has to be degustation, meaning six-course meal. It's got to be in a top, restaurant. Yeah, it's got to be really different every time. But now, simple food, home cooked meals, just wonderful. The taste of my childhood, the kind of dish, that my grandma used to make. It takes her, this dish we call in our language, kare kare. I don't know if I can translate that. It is with a peanut sauce and all of this stuff, beautiful stuff, and our grandmas used to have a whole day just preparing for the sauce. Okay, but now everything is instant. All right, so that is something I realize. Okay, the third one I check here is nature's small miracles actually stop you in your tracks. Nature's small miracles. It's a big deal for you. One is what? Sunrise. I never really notice sunrise. I just know that, I have to, I just know that it's light and I have to put on my makeup and, rush to my car, rush to my appointment, you know. But sunrise, you have the dawn and you have the sunrise and then the sunset. Don't you know that there are several shades of orange? Every time the sun sets, I notice that. I really noticed that. So we noticed that already. And how about flowers? Like a daffodil. How many petals are there here? The little parts, flowers, and then even rain. What's the difference between a shower, a trickle? Of course, we know what typhoon is. Okay, things like that. Even the rumbling of thunder. Now there seems to be a melody there. I'm getting nostalgic. Anyway, but that's a sign. Okay, and this is really me. Reading becomes an adventure again. Meaning, I used to read because I had to. I researched because I had to. I need to be on top of my game. So I focus on business books, leadership books. I don't have time for Harry Potter type. I don't have time for romance books and all of that. Well, maybe history books. I like that. But now, different genre because it's an adventure again. I begin to read. Of course, I like crime stories. You know that. But romance. Fiction. I don't read much fiction. Non-fiction, yes, because it's part of my job. But now fiction, it's wonderful. The character building and things like that. Yeah, it's an adventure again. Yeah. Okay. And the next one is small gestures mean more than grand ones. Okay. Daily deposits of love. Small gestures like drinking tea while conversing, with my husband, or just having coffee with a dear friend. Nothing grand, it's the connection. That really, is a wonderful thing. And the last one here is the dovetail from the previous, episode 162 about money. It says here, it's really a wonderful sign that you're living a well-lived life. Your possessions serve you, not the other way around. Meaning, you just own so many things, you don't know where to put them, you clean them all the time, you're always cleaning, you're always order, putting in order things, that's not the way to live. So first, downsize. I downsized a lot. I only kept what is important to me. And then I experienced freedom. I don't have to clean every single one of them. you know so the possessions which stayed with me are useful to me. It gives me happiness. Meaning, just maintaining the things that you own is already big work. All right, so we don't get to have quiet moments because we are busy just cleaning. Okay, no. So possessions must serve us, not the other way around. Okay, so if we put it together, my fascinating Renaissance friends, it's a beautiful journey with you, right? And 2026, for me, I know life is going to be tough. Inflation hits everywhere. Okay, you read it in you hear it in all of the Sims channels that I watch. Okay, inflation in the US, there's inflation in the Philippines, there are wars all over, you know, uh, so many turmoil. Yeah, I know that. Okay, living wiser in 2026 doesn't mean, you bury your head, in the sand, just like an ostrich. No, we will stare reality, you know, in the eyes. We'll stare at them and transcend them, okay, and not be pulled down by all of this negative news and negative things of what people do to themselves and to their fellow men. Yes, we will transcend this. Okay, okay. Year 2026 can be, will be tougher, but we can live wiser. Okay, how? In this season of life, we just need a different mindset, a different rhythm. Let's not fight. Okay, let's not fight where we are right now and try to be like everybody else. Then we can have a different destiny. Tough but successful. Okay, so please don't forget to like and subscribe so that we can continue, okay, doing life together in this autumn of our life. And next month, February, I have something different for you. Um, I know it's a month of love, Valentine's Day, February, but you know me. I never go with the crowd. I always want to see or do things differently. Okay, how different? You gotta know that. Until then, okay, till then, my fascinating Renaissance friends, thank you for staying with me, okay, until episode 163, and we will begin episode 164 next time, next month, okay? All right, until then, goodbye.